Hey YouTube, so here I'm playing Airport CO. A year later it came out, or almost a year. So uh, the videos that been seeing in YouTube is like dated September or October 2017. So I'm guessing this has been out for about a year now. Anyway, here I have my airport. I'm playing in sandbox mode, so I think in sandbox you don't like lose, or you get into negative, but it but you still get to buy things, I guess. But anyway, this is my airport now. It's a big international airport, so I have 8 medium stands here, plus 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, yeah, 12 small um, parking spaces for general aviation and small commercial flights. So yeah, so my initial goal here was um, to create a really a my target was really an international airport. So I really didn't care about the small parking stands. Actually, this I only started with 2 small parking stands, but since the space looks empty, I created the other one. So um, anyway, yeah. Anyway, uh, the airport CEO that I'm playing right now, like a year after the video that I've seen on YouTube, looks a lot more improved, a lot more polished than what's done a year ago. But still, it has a lot of bugs and a lot of annoying little things in it, like the menus. For example, if you wanted uh, to create a door, you have to choose one of this, the small, medium, and large, right? So, but the problem is the hover thing. It doesn't really work always. Like, see, if I drag the mouse over a different, or if I accidentally hit one of the other icons in below, it just suddenly when you're playing really fast and you're like doing your everyday stuff, it just annoys you. But anyway, I'll do another video if you really wanted to know how or what I think about the game a year after. Okay, so anyway, um, I have so here is my airport. I have 8 medium stands, and the problem that I'm having is I have my baggage system here, but the problem that I'm having is all these backlogs um, with the departure, and what that does to me is it delays all of the flights, because the planes would, well, they would wait naturally for the baggage to come out before they can leave, right? So, well, no one wants their baggage to be left behind in the airport, right? So there are a lot of planes that are asking for, like this one, they're asking for extended stay on the airport because there's something missing yet on the on their flight, right? So either it's um, the people, either they haven't boarded yet, or it could also be the fuel. It could also be the baggage system, or the baggage itself, I mean. So people won't, I don't think it's the people themselves, because um, I don't see a lot of queues or people waiting at the terminals. um, it's not the fuel either, because I never run out of gas here of Jet A1 fuel. I also have a lot of big fleet of fuel trucks, so I really don't think it's fuel. So what I'm guessing right now is the bags, right? So um, currently I only have one, what's this, a cargo bay, or a collection point for all of the 8 stands, plus it services 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 check-in stands, plus 1 baggage claim area. And so yeah, the claim or the arrival part of Park Museum is really not that it's not that problem. I don't see I don't see too much too many of a problem here. So you see the bags traveling down to my baggage claim area. So I don't really see any problems with the arrival. The problem is what I'm saying is with the departure. So with all of these bags coming in to the system, so travels down there, then into my scanning area. So the scanning, my system takes out a big part of the bags, right? So I see a lot of them get destroyed here. So it's a sequential scanner or scanning system that I did. So these are all of the scanners in the game. This one is the basic, like the generic scanner. Then I have 5 of the generic, 5 of the specific scanners. So they are arranged sequentially. So what this does is first goes out on the first one. So if it fails that, then it goes straight to the baggage crash or what cargo annihilator. So that gets thrown or destroyed, right? So, but if it doesn't, like if it passes that specific scanner, then it goes into the next, then to the next, and to the next, and to the next. So each of these 5 scanners scans for a specific item. Like for this one is a organics, like or drugs maybe. I don't know. Then guns, then explosive materials. Well, this is the drugs. Then the last defense is a manual scanner manned by a security personnel. So whatever that doesn't get scanned by the 6 scanners for generic plus the 5 specific ones passes through the person, right, the security personnel, and he gets the final call if the baggage passes or not. Right? So let's say the baggage like passes all of the 5 checks, that it goes back to the queue, right? So it passes out. Yeah, but I've been I've been trying to observe the manual scans, but I haven't seen anyone pass this guy. I don't know why, but it works. I mean, the conveyor works. So if I try to yeah. So well, yesterday I had a bypass here, so it goes around this scanner. So the conveyor works. It's not the conveyor. So if that works, the only guess is security personnel is just like doesn't let the bags pass. So it's not the conveyor. It's not the pathing that's a problem. So I know this junction works. So this is not the problem. So anyway, this is my security system. So everything that doesn't pass the 7 scanners gets destroyed. And everything that passes goes into the department. So yeah, so as I have said earlier, this is the problem that I have. There are so many bags here on top of each other that you can do things, and I don't know why um, the game or the AI handles bugs like that because I was trying to remedy this problem yesterday with service trucks, with a lot of service trucks. So when I was checking um, the statistics yesterday, I always have one or two. Um, I also have a shortage of service trucks yesterday, and I kept on buying things until it got to about, I think I had 60 trucks on one point, but still this happens, right? So I got suspicious, right? So I already have 60 trucks and I still have backlogs in my luggages. So then I read on the internet that it could be the ramp agents because if you notice, ramp agents are operating the carts, right? And at the time, I really didn't get or hire ramp agents. I thought they just manage the planes here. They manage so when cars arrive, they need to help to unpack the baggage or load the baggage to the planes and load them out of the planes that's arriving, or maybe help with the passengers arriving, or maybe help with the fueling or something. And any job that is on the ramp, in short, on the tarmac, right? I didn't think or haven't thought that driving the cars themselves is also part of their job. So I also tried to hire a lot of them yesterday, and let's go back to operations. Yeah, so see, I have 60 of them right now, and there's only 30 jobs. So clearly, I have a lot of extra agents out there. Uh, so and still, even having a lot of surplus agents, I still have this backlog here, and so the only thing I'm thinking right now is maybe this already saturated, this cargo bay area, or it's not really saturated. Anyway, the baggage area is already saturated with all of the with all of the baggage traffic, right? So my plan today is to create a new one. And in any case, when I created this room, I really wanted a big cargo bay area, hence the size, right? So it's like the terminal plus parking, major parking stands. Anyway, so today that's the goal today. I'll be creating a second cargo bay here. Well, that's easy. There's another one here, but the tricky part is I wanted to anyway, the tricky part here is that I wanted to hold on, sorry. So the tricky part here is I wanted to use the existing in and out systems, right? So I don't want to create a separate circuit for the second baggage system. I wanted to use the existing one, like here. So the idea is I will just branch out of this one, like after here, after the scanning, after the baggage is scanned, I'll just branch out something here, and it goes to the departure part of the second cargo bay area. then also the arrival also gets junction to the circuit. Okay. So essentially, I'm using the same. I'll probably gonna be dividing the check-in counters into the two between the two um, cargo bay. What's it called? Let me check. Cargo plane. It's not a plane here. Yeah, it's a cargo bay. So I'm probably gonna be splitting the 10 check-in stands between the two cargo bays. But again, the idea is, so let's just send them off. So the idea is I'll reuse this circuit, this is my inbound traffic, this is my outbound. So the idea is I'll reuse them so to save time and complexity. But in theory, it should work. But I'm not sure how the pathing in this game works, or if it's smart enough to see that or check that or use that. Well, let's see. Also, one of the other reasons that I can think of is I could utilize all of this stuff still for the second day without creating another copy of it here. But I couldn't. I could copy it if I wanted, really, but I wanted to try a different approach. And so also for all of the other people who's still playing this game, it's a great game, but it needs a lot of work, and knowing it's already out for a year, I think developers have slowed down the development or the product. Anyway, I'll do that in another video. So let's start building this second bay. So let's grab a cargo bay. Let's turn this around. I wanted it to this should be good. Okay. So let's turn out I should probably get. Can I quote it? Let's see. Let's see if we can figure this fast. There's no point. Sorry, I was thinking of extending the what's this? A public road down here, so contractors get in at a much closer site than just all the way from the front of the facility. Anyway, so yeah, cargo bay is built. So what we wanted to do right now is yeah, let's stop the system first. What we wanted to do is build up the conveyor system. So basically I'm just reusing the space here. to see. So in theory, this shouldn't be complicated. Right? So exactly back to it. And one of the annoying things that I found when I first played this game is there's this arrows, right? So it shouldn't be hard to just do it like auto, right? So because well, I'm used to SimCity, City Skyline, like you just plop roads, like click here, then plop, like place the end of the road, right? Even on one-way streets, you do it like that. So when the endpoint determines the direction, right? So look, yeah. Well, not in City Skylines, but anyway. Okay, let's put a jump shooter. And the overground. Okay. So in theory, that should do it for. So in theory, that should do it for the open this one again. That should do it for the inbound. Right now. Then we could start. Let's try to join this one to the outbound lane. Let's get the underground. So, ground here. Right? Okay. Okay. So what happens here is that forward and this should be left. So what I wanted to happen is so all the things that passes here gets distributed between the two targets. Okay, so if I set it to destination, that would take care of the package, right? So client destination here should be here, and destination for target A1, target A1. Okay. So I have my outbound, I have my inbound. So all that's remaining is this one. So package okay. So click first. Okay. So I have to make 2 rooms here. So that they left the like plain area. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna designate this to the second. So connector, yeah. Okay, so this should be also to destination. And it's still working. Sure. just haven't yet. Let's see. Stand baggage. Okay. So I also have to assign this side. So I'm essentially putting half of the parking stands to this to a specific cargo bay and cooling area. So yeah, that's open. I don't know why the system does that. So this is the hard part of this game, with troubleshooting. So when I first see nothing is coming in, notice it. Nothing. Oh yeah, okay. See? Oh yeah, so it's working. See? So there are bags that gets routed to the first cargo bay. Cargo bay. Cargo. Okay. Wow. I didn't expect that to work right off the bat, right? So we know the inbound is working. So you did see the bags get routed and gets distributed between the two cargo bays, right? So, with the help of tilt trace here and set the destination. Right, so the destination of the bags determines where it goes, either to this one or this one. So that's why I made it like overground to make it visible to me and to you guys, instead of just making everything underground. Right? So I also did it. That's also the reason why I made it this way, because it's amusing to see bags go around. Anyway, so this scanning area now services to both of these cargo bays. Right? So in theory, I could still add a third one here, then add the junction right here that says destination, and be able to still be able to. I should be able to get a third one right here or wherever I wanted it and be routed. Right? So if I check the flags here, so it's oops, let's see if I can catch one of the flags. No, I can't. And let's see if I can track it. If the track that's here. But if you click one of this, bags here, it says 5 kilometers. Let's see which bin is that. So it's still inbound, it's still coming in. So the person this blue bag is that person is this one. So he's waiting for Scan like yes. Scan not. Scan yes like those like oh, the bag is way down the FP571, so let's see the flight center. FP571. Ah, this is the first time I really checked this one. So these are the flights that's coming into the airport. So where's FP571? Is it tomorrow? Why would he be at the airport if his flight is for tomorrow? Where is it? Where is it? So let's check if it has passed. FP, so it's a flight penguin flight. That's a beautiful one. This is the flight penguin. The thing, the delivery of the plane is I like it. I love it. Where is it? Flight FP571 there. And what was it? Yeah, flight 571. So he missed his flight. He missed it. Oh man. What? You never see that get boarded. See, this is the first time that I traffic manually 571. So this bag has, I mean, the plane has already left. Oh yeah, where are the route agents here? Do I have a shortage? I have a lot of prompt agents, right? Where are they? Staff, janitors, where are the prompt agents? Fuck man. Where the hell are you? Where are you guys? Come on. What is this? So okay. So he hasn't missed his flight. Okay, there it goes. So speed this one. So where's the guy? Okay, so here it comes. So the bag is here. Yeah. So we expect this to come out of the second. What was that? The second conveyor belt called the baggage claim area. That's the top one. So that's the one that I assigned the cargo bay to. Is it fun? I like seeing all of this stuff. Right? Okay. Right, so there you go. So where's the person that owns this bag? So let's put it up 3 times. So it looks like one is claiming this bag. There he is. So he already got his bag. Scan by purple. Okay. So that's pretty uneventful. I was expecting for it not to work, but yeah, it worked. Like right off the bat. Yes. Make it a little bit secure and stop people from passing. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Alright. also bags coming in. I really hate this part of the game where the passengers just stand in the conveyor. So I tried to make the area like there's some baggage here. I tried to make it so that it, the room per se is only on the outside perimeter of the conveyor belts, but that didn't work. So the game requires you to have the room be assigned as one big square or rectangle. It doesn't allow you to make it like patches of small rectangles. And if you noticed, or if you have played this game, you assign the room, the whole room, to a specific to a specific cargo bay, right? So if I made it like 4 separate rectangles to make the perimeter of this game area, then that means I have 4 rooms. Then, or at least the game sees it as 4 separate rooms. That means 4 separate cargo bays, and that's not the intention that I wanted. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's annoying that they do this. Or maybe I could create walls, right? Let's see if I could do that. Let's see walls. Just to stop them from doing that. Right? So I should just bury them inside of the walls. Oh my god. I should also bring this one for the power. Thanks for trying. Oh, fuck. Okay, so and that's gonna be ugly for the passenger, because what you're gonna see is like a wall divided into conveyor belts, right? And on real airports, there are no walls in the claim area. It's just the conveyor belts just in one big open space, right? And it's gonna be cumbersome to look for baggage over walls, right? Even if it's just a like a hip high wall, it's gonna be cumbersome. But I really don't want I don't want seeing people inside the conveyor belt, much less on the conveyor belts themselves. But anyway, it's just a like a chip solution to this one. So anyway, I'm really happy that it worked right off the bat. I wasn't thinking that it's gonna work that well. I was already expecting it when I thought out of this problem the last night. I was already expecting a lot of problems stemming out of it, mainly from the conveyor belts. So I had the claim area, the system pretty much mapped out in my head. But the unknown factor for me are the conveyor belts, because for one, I wasn't really sure how the filter or the junction tool would work in this game, or if it would like what do you call this? If it would separate the baggage between the two cargo bays. So, and not only if it would separate them, but it would separate them correctly. So that's the thing. It's one thing that it could separate, because it also has a function. Other function is the forward left, forward right, and left and right. What this does is, as far as I know, it splits the baggages evenly between the two directions. So for example, forward, then one forward, then goes to left, then the next one goes to forward, then goes to left. Um, that's what it does. So, um, margin. So if in theory I made it that way for this junction, that wouldn't really work, right? Because um, because in this game, the terminals. So let's just talk about departure side of the cargo base, right? So this is the one that goes out to the planes, right? So if I made um, the condition here to be stance, right? So this four, and if the game um, if for because it would eventually, right, it's random numbers, so eventually you would it would happen. um, so if the bag destined for this side gets routed to this cargo bay, which services the right side of my stance, then how how would that bag arrive on the plane of the left side, right? Because this cargo bay services a different stance, right? So that wouldn't really work. So what it should really be is it should be set to destination, right? So one purpose for the other three functions is if you have multiple conveyor claim areas, multiple conveyor belts on your claim area that is assigned just to, for example, to I have like that is what my setup was when when I when before I got um, so that was my setup before I split my baggage system into two, right? So this used to be one big room. So both of these conveyor belts is assigned to cargo bay one. So at that time I was able to play with these functions. So and at that time I have it to left and right. So what happened was um, bags get split between the two conveyor belts, right? So yeah, what I really didn't notice, or what I have not concluded back then, was if the passengers really knew where to get it. So um, so for example, I am the passenger and I get to the plane area and look for my bag, but my bag gets split between the two conveyor belts evenly. I wonder if the AI is able to distinguish where the bag would end up, right? I yeah, I never really had problems with people, or I haven't seen it. That's a different thing, but I don't really notice people having trouble, or did have trouble looking for the bags back then. Yeah, but for this for to make it easier for the passenger, I just set it the destination. So what I was thinking then was, if they arrive here, if the AI or if the AI decided to go to the first conveyor belt, the game is gonna be smart enough, or the tilt tray is gonna be smart enough to route it this way. Things also in this game. So if you relabel, if you relabel things, it appears as all caps label, right? So all the letters are uppercase letters. So if you're trying to label that's true for almost all of the things that you could relabel, that has this that you're labeled in this way. But if for the fuel trucks, so you could specify which vehicle depot you want them assigned to instead of them going to what I assume is random. They choose their own whichever people they want. Um, what? So anyway, back to what I was talking. Why is this all about? Whatever, whoever wants to. Wants to handle business here. That's it. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was talking earlier. So there are certain things here. So I was talking about the vehicle depots, right? So for example, I name it like depot 4, right? So no issue. Then if I try to assign vehicles to, so you saw it like all in uppercase letters, right? So if I try to assign vehicles to that specific depot, so depot 4, where's that vehicles? We should go here. Right, so here, where's depot 4? So yeah, so that's also another problem in this game. So things don't get, I mean, I don't know, maybe the database tables, I'm not sure. So anyway, back to what I was talking earlier. What I was talking initially was the uppercase letters, right? So if you didn't think about it, like or if you don't know it firsthand, like you just rename things, right? So depot 4 or depot 5, whatever, and you didn't know that it would, or if you assumed like, so it appeared like it's all in uppercase letters. So if then you assume the system would make it as all uppercase, right? So then you are wrong, because the game clearly does know which is uppercase and which is not. It's just that the font, I guess, for this one is all uppercase. It doesn't have lowercase letters. So, but if you try to assign vehicles here, then that is where it appears in lowercase, right? So look here, depot 3 is in lowercase, and depot 4 is all in uppercase, and depot 5 is lowercase. And if you're OC about these things, then it annoys you like greatly. It's annoying, to say the least. I really wanted to keep things similar or orderly. So yeah, I wanted to do away with this one. So what I do nowadays is I just I make it all in uppercase letters. So I just press caps lock whenever I rename things. Okay. The other annoying thing in this game is, um, so for example, you made a depot, um, for example, you made a depot. Okay, so it get built, then you you purchase vehicles, right? So then you try to assign vehicles on that depot, and then you notice, then you remember or notice, or for some reason you wanted to rename that depot. Then the name doesn't get updated here, so it would appear. So this is the default name, basic vehicle depot. Um, so so the way that goes is that, so you built the depot, you bought the vehicles, then you try to rename them afterwards. Right? So then what happens is that, um, the depot name doesn't get updated in this menu or in this panel. So even if you tried to rename or was able to rename that new depot to whatever, depot 6, I guess, then depot 6 would not appear here on this menu or in this drop down box. It would still appear as a basic vehicle depot. What I think you need to do for it to appear as what you renamed it to is you have to reload the game. So save it, then reload the game. So that's what I noticed, because yesterday this wasn't showing. This isn't showed as a depot 3, 4, 5. It all showed basic vehicle depot. It all appeared as the default name, because I made this to the last 3 depots all at the same time. Yeah, so yeah, little things for improvement for the game devs, but I'm not really sure if they still working on this one. Okay. Another annoying thing in this game. Another annoying thing. I'm doing this on the same video. I guess I'll just do another video. Well, write down your comments below, and I'll see if I could make a separate video talking about the little problems that you may encounter, or I would want to see improvements by the game developers here. This game, I really like this type of games, right, guys? So I really like the scene community, or the manager type of games, like SimCity, SimCity Hospital. These are the old titles. SimCity, of course. What's that called? City Skyline. I also have Water Sports Manager. Then I also have Kerbal Space Program. Is also another game that I have. I am also aware that there's a new game here on Steam that's essentially a spiritual successor of Theme Hospital. I forgot the name, but it's also well, from what I've heard, the developers of that new game are the same developers or the same people behind Theme Hospital. So yeah, so it looks similar, very very similar, but of course with the updated graphics. But they do look similar. They have that cartoonish chibi. You know what chibi? The Japanese characters with the big head. It looks cartoonish. It's not parang surreal type of game. where the character, the people or the characters appear normal. So anyway, so this is also one of the things that I hate is the pathing, right? So well, yeah, I guess it's really have to do it from the end. But the small planes don't have to. I guess I'll just have to make a second runway at this point. But that will be for another video. Because what happens is that all of them fuse up on just one runway, and when I only had like what was it, two small parking stands plus more medium parking stands, it wasn't really a problem. Just one runway could accommodate all of the arriving aircrafts and departing aircrafts. But now I have a queue here, so on top of the departing queue for the planes that are leaving, I also have planes that are arriving, which in this case is 6. So 6 plus, how many are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I have 15 planes in queue, both for arriving and departing planes. So if you're the passenger, that's unacceptable, because if you're the last one on the queue, you're the 15th plane. So you have to wait for the other 14 to get on their business or be done with their business, be it arriving or departing, before you could land or take off, right? So that, as a passenger, that's too much. Anyway, I'm really happy that this all worked out. But still, I have problems with backlogs. There are still a lot of bugs in the departure side of cargo bay. I thought that would solve it, or at least make it might set this time. But yeah, I'm happy. Will I make a third one? I don't think so, because I don't have any space left for the clean area, unless I make another room. That's also possible, but it's a lot of work. It should be easy enough, right? So I'll do the same. I'll split this even more. Then make a second like playing area here, a third one rather. Then I will for the cargo bays, make another cargo bay here, then make another filter junction here to destination. So since this worked out, the game is, well, I think that the game is smart enough to know that there's another third one here. So if I have a filter here, then it knows it should go on the third cargo bay, then it should go here, then make another filter here. That I could set that to destination. It should be smart enough to route it to the third cargo bay. I really don't know how to solve this problem. So this guy is probably waiting. So what happens here is that this service shop is servicing the one for a plane that hasn't landed. And since my parking stands are all filled up, then he couldn't land. And this guy couldn't get the bags for the plane because it's still not on the parking stand. So that's why it's queuing up. Right? So Parts, what the fuck is content? Body parts. So I have organics, guns, explosives, drugs, and one part. What the fuck? Why would you have one? Let's try the track. So scan. That's type explosive. So it should come out here. Target base, time exploding the actual content. So explosive scan, yes. Times explosive. So passively just for guns. It should be in here. So it does. So it gets routed out and into the destroyer. So it gets destroyed. Okay. That's cool. So this one is 1, so it should kill the 5th one. Okay, pass. Yeah, that over. Unless you're a medical team, must body parts. Yes, okay, so anyway, thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and share my channel. This is a new channel dedicated to games. So if there's a specific game that you wanted me to review or play, just comment down below and I'll try if I could get a copy of it. Of course, if it's available, I do buy all of my games. Anyway, so let's support all of the devs here, so we get to play more games, right? So it's a pay forward, right? Anyway, thanks for staying and watching. Please like and share and subscribe for more videos, and comment down below if you would like me to see or make me do a specific task. The next challenge would be to make a second, would be to address this problem. So I wanted to address the problem with you here. So a second runway would be the way to go on that one. And what I'm planning to do is set one runway specific for departures and one for arrivals. So you do it here. You could also make it like specific or dedicated for example, light aircrafts only or medium aircrafts only, but I don't think that would be efficient because I don't really have any light aircraft traffic. So of these 12 small parking stands, only 3 of these have terminals. So that means I only have 3 small parking stands that is operating for commercials. So all of these are just for the show, for decorations. So these are all GA flags. So this And if you notice, there's no passenger connection here. Right? So on the bottom three, I have a pedestrian lane that that the passenger could walk so they could get in the aircraft, but the other nine doesn't have any connections to passengers. So that's why if I had if I have made one space here that I could carry the passengers. If I made if I added one space here for the passenger lane, I could probably make all of this all of this possible to service commercial flights, but that also means that I have to create more boarding stands here, and that's a problem that I have. I don't have any space here, so this small space is the one dedicated for commercial flights for the small parking slots. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, the purpose of the other nine or the additional nine are just to make it really look easy or a real airport with planes, right? So because this used to be a empty space, because the intention really was to create a big international airport as well. I don't really care about the small planes. So anyway, this is where you set it to specific for if you just wanted the runway to cater for arriving flights or departing flights. This is where you change that. So right now it's set to arriving and departing, sure. But you could set it to like arrival only, departure only. So you could also limit the type of aircraft passing through here. So essentially, I could ban like G8. I could ban or set it just for GA flights only. Then also small aircrafts only and medium aircrafts only. So, but I think that would be inefficient to my use because I really don't have any GA or small aircraft traffic. So most of the traffic that I have is medium. So if I just set it to, if I create a second runway dedicated for each type of or one dedicated for small and one dedicated for medium, that would be inefficient use of the runway. Right? So also we don't have large aircrafts yet. That's also one update that I'm very keen on seeing. Please find a way to make this automated, this repair, because it is frustrating. So I only have 8 stands and it's a bit cumbersome to like click each of them and click repair. So, and it's not like anyone would not want to repair any of its parking stands. So any player would naturally just repair all of them, right? And at this point, money is not a problem. So I really